I'll go first, then shall I? And then over time realised I just wanted to. Can we start it again?
Start business.
Just yeah.
Alright, okay, you recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
I
basically,
can cut the beginning.
So how do you want to ask it? So how did we just first meet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How we
Puneet and I met whilst at Entrepreneur First back in 2017. When I met Puneet, I was fascinated by what he studied. We'd both finished our PhDs, and I was also really interested in what he'd worked on, his experience in signal processing, AI, robotics. And yeah, we were looking to solve some big challenges and started to experiment on a range of different business models back then.
I got introduced to a European Masters, which was funded by the European Union. Again, it was a big risk, but looking back, it paid off. Again, if I look at this from a risk point of view, I worked for a multinational company, again, on robotics. I decided to quit after 4 years to go and do a PhD. If I look back, another risk, but again, it's a risk that has paid off. So Headlight AI is no different to this. Working on building a product from ground up, being very client-centric, and the fact that you're making something that has the capacity to change the world in the micro sense is something I think is a risk worth taking. So that's why I started Headlight AI with Jameel.
There's been a lot of different challenges. One of the big challenges for us was to not be just another software or AI company. We realized a lot of our expertise, our core expertise for us as a company involved putting different sensors together, integrating them to achieve solutions that are kind of greater than the sum of their parts. Yes, software and AI play a big part of that solution, but we really believe that to solve this problem, we needed to not shy away from kind of a hardware element to the solution.
The other challenging part, I would say, is, and this is probably more as a team, is to decide when to pivot. I mean, you do make decisions on not only on product but on business logic and what is the business model, and you do decide to change. But when do you sort of decide that the decision you made is the right decision? So I think that's quite challenging. But last but not the least is for us has been team management as well. So there's so much that we've learned. We are passionate for now for providing solutions to the water and wastewater industry, but obviously Telesto and the other technologies we're working on has got wider benefits and applications. So water is something that is finite, and it truly is, and I think our focus is on the infrastructure that carries it. But as a company, solutions have got much wider applications.
And if I can just add to that, I think by tackling these harder, more complex infrastructure, such as water and wastewater networks, it then puts us in a much better place to tackle these other areas and things like climate change, increasing urbanization, rising population. These are all going to put massive pressures on our systems. They're already putting massive pressures on our systems right now, but over the next decade and across this whole century, we really need much better solutions to go in, to monitor these places, to help build new infrastructure, and we need to do it much more rapidly than we're doing right now. First of all, realize that what you set out to start with initially is very likely to change if you're going to set up your own business.
My advice: be patient and be prepared to suffer. The other piece of advice would be to be a badger and not to give up. And again, this is on multiple fronts, not only on business innovation but technology and delivery.